I'm Eric Novak, and coming up on this next review, I'm going to get my first drive behind the all-new 10th generation 2018 Honda Accord. Think back to 1976. In Canada, Montreal was hosting the Summer Olympics. Pierre Trudeau was our Prime Minister. In the US, Gerald Ford was the president. And for Honda, they were launching their first ever Honda Accord, their intermediate size sedan, which has been a signature hallmark of their lineup for 40 years. For 2018, Honda is now launching its 10th generation Accord, and in an era where people are showing a growing preference towards crossovers and SUVs, Honda has put out a new launch and a new updated, enhanced, more sportier version, if you will, of the Accord that's trying to say, no wait, we're not giving up on this category and this segment yet. We are here in beautiful Jasper, Alberta, in Jasper National Park, where we're going to take this all-new 10th generation Honda Accord out for some drives and to see what it's like. So let's get to it. Looking at the exterior design changes for the 2018 Accord, my first impressions when I see it is it seems to be a little more sportier or athletic in its overall presentation than it was in the previous generation. And I'm pretty sure that's a deliberate and intentional effort on the behalf of the designers at Honda. I mean, if people are by and large moving away from sedans to larger degrees towards SUVs and crossovers, you certainly got to give people a reason to want to stay, and a more appealing exterior design is probably one of the ways you can do it. You've seen that with the new Toyota Camry as well, for example, a dramatically redesigned effort that's far more sporty than it used to be. As for its dimensions though, the overall length, it's actually about 10 millimeters shorter than the previous generation used to be. However, the wheelbase has been extended 55 millimeters, which gives more second row comfort and legroom as well, which is certainly a benefit for those riding in the back. As for height, it has been lowered. It's about 15 millimeters lower, and it's also wider too. It's about 10 millimeters wider. Now, you know, having a lower and wider stance than 6 years ago, I could probably say the same thing for my waistline. It's probably done the same thing, and that wouldn't necessarily be a good thing for me. But with this Accord, I do like how its new presentation gives, again, that more sort of sporty, athletic stance. There are some certainly distinctive features that are different in the front end. It's a much different front end overall. I really like the new way the logo is, and it's flush and flat. You can see here with the LED headlights, and there's even LED tail lights with a signature sort of design. You can pick it out, but overall I really quite like this new look, and I think from an exterior design point they do have a winner here. There's been a concerted effort to improve the interior quality and sound dampening of the new Accord, and my first impression is that they've done quite well in that regard. The overall look and feel of the driver's cockpit and controls shows solid ergonomics, as well as an admission that they didn't always get it right in the past. I found the use of wheel-mounted controls to be sensible and well placed, but I'll reserve my biggest tip of the hat to the fact that not only has Honda given us a volume knob with the center display, but a second knob for tuning as well as part of the new 8-inch display audio screen. The new Accord is fully compatible with both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, plus also comes with available Hondalink with features such as enhanced security, emergency calling, car finder, remote starter, and even available 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. Wireless charging is now available for compatible devices, as well as wireless connecting through the NFC tap feature. Gear selecting on the 1.5-liter engine is handled by a traditional shifter, while the 2-liter 10-speed automatic uses the new electronic shifter that Honda is utilizing across its entire lineup. A manual transmission is also available in limited trims for both engines. two new powertrains available with the 2018 Accord. Both of them 4-cylinder. There is a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine and a 2 liter turbocharged, a first for Honda. They have gotten rid of the 6-cylinder, but that's okay because there's plenty enough compensation with the 2 liter. In fact, it puts out to 252 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, and that's more than enough compared to what it used to be. In fact, it's about on par. The 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, which is probably where you're going to get about 80% of sales, I think Honda figures. That puts out 192 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. There will be a hybrid powertrain available as well, which will be coming in early 2018. I'll be sure to do a full review when that comes because I don't have a chance to drive that one yet. But fuel economy is quite impressive as well. With the 4-cylinder 1.5 liter turbocharged, you're talking about 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers of combined fuel economy. We don't have the 2 liter numbers yet. It hasn't been posted. But this is something that is quite good. I mean, because you have improvements. It's 3% more aerodynamic overall. They've improved that. It's also 5% less heavy than before, so you're making improvements there, which adds to some impressive fuel economy overall. And there's a CVT on the 1.5, but it doesn't feel like a CVT. I mean, we've been up and down these mountains, and we've really not felt that high revving lag that you often see in CVTs. We've actually been pretty impressed at the pickup that we've been able to find in these vehicles, and overall this is a really good ride. You know, one of the things that worried me when I was listening to the presentation from Honda Canada before driving this is they talked about the riding position has been lowered in the vehicle. And I think that's one thing when I've been driving a lot of CUVs and crossovers is, there's a higher seating position. And I thought, I'm not so sure I'm going to enjoy a lower ride height overall. But in fact, this really hasn't bothered me. The seats in the new 2018 Accord have had improvements made. There's improved bolstering on the sides, a little bit improved ergodynamics overall. There's now a 12-point adjustable seat available on upper trims. It's quite nice. So even though there's a lower riding position, I'm quite comfortable. You can easily go for long drives, especially when you're talking about being amongst spectacular scenery such as this. Getting a chance to enjoy a first drive in a setting like Jasper National Park offers a chance to not only immerse yourself in majestic scenery, but to remind yourself that the cars and roads weren't actually here first. These bighorn sheep were in no hurry to cross the road, so it gave us more time to soak up the majesty of the Alberta Rocky Mountains. Driving at times is more necessity than pleasure, but thanks to a perfect trifecta of a solid car, great weather, and spectacular scenery, this was as pleasing a driving experience as I've had in quite some time. Anytime an automotive model's been around for 40 years and 9 generations up until now, you gotta figure they've been doing something right. And with the case of the Honda Accord, it's true. Honda has had the Accord as a dominant player in the intermediate size sedan segment almost since the beginning, and with the launch of this 10th generation Accord for 2018, I don't think they have any worries about losing that position. The 2 new engines, the 2 liter and the 1.5 turbo, are solid. The hybrid coming soon will be a great addition as well. The overall styling is top notch. The ergonomics and the overall flow and design are something that I think is going to make it very competitive, in fact dominant in the segment for many more years to come. I enjoyed my time in this car, and I hope you enjoyed this first look review. But for now, from beautiful Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge in Jasper, Alberta, Canada, for EnviroDad.com, I'm Eric Novak. Thank you for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.